As some of you may know, I dropped off the face of the earth after a month of APSA last semester. So how is it that I'm standing here in front of you running for a position on board? While I did attend very few events last semester, at each event, board members talked to me and helped ease my anxiety and made me feel welcomed into the community. So when the spring semester began, I decided to give APSA another shot, and because of that decision, I met tons of amazing new people and made fond memories. So I stand here before you as a direct result of the current board in hopes that next year, I can be part of a board that inspires another GBMer to feel just as welcome as I did. Hello, my name is Kylie Lessman, and I am running to be APSA's Executive Secretary in the 2025-2026 year. I believe that I am well suited for this position due to my past experiences in management and leadership, as well as my participation in the Shadows program. At my past job as manager for a small gelato shop, I had to facilitate communication between the owner and employees. I learned how to turn long paragraphs of instruction into shorter 1 to 2 sentences that I could send out to my team. This strengthened my communication skills, which I have hoped to use next year to help board members communicate effectively and efficiently. Having sat in on multiple board meetings, I have seen Neil, the current executive secretary, shorten long and detailed explanations while not losing the original meaning when adding it to the minutes. And during my time as executive secretary shadow, I was able to gain experience and confidence doing the same thing during a board meeting. Secondly, during high school, I participated in National Charity League, and I spent 1 year as president of my class, where I was responsible for creating and distributing the meeting agenda, which mirrors the duties of the executive secretary's role in APSA. This, alongside my experience creating weekly schedules as manager, taught me how to ask for information by a certain time so that I would have enough time to fulfill my duties before releasing the information to others so that they could review it before they may need it. Having seen what the executive secretary must do before meetings, I believe that these experiences would help me when I have to send out officer reports and format the minutes. Finally, being on board is more than just the bylaws of the position one is elected for. It's also about interacting with GBMers and working on committees. As previously stated, I hope that as a board member, I can make GBMers who have yet to make any APSA friends feel welcome in our community by being a friendly face who they feel comfortable talking to, and by encouraging them to come to our events that I hope to help plan by being on various committees throughout the year. I hope to volunteer to be on committees to help ease the burden that any of my fellow board members may be feeling, especially when their big events arise. These things, along with countless other actions, make up leading the APSA community. And I promise that as your executive secretary, I will do all those and more. Thank you.
The executive secretary position is not responsible for coordinating any big events like some of the other positions. Knowing this, how will you expand upon your role beyond what is stated in your bylaws?
I will try to work hard to interact with GBMers, as I said in my speech, as well as help out those who do have big events by volunteering on their committees. I also hope to be an active fan parent and mentor during the times when those opportunities arise.
Miscommunication and lack of awareness are common challenges for any executive board. As executive secretary, you're responsible for taking minutes and keeping the board organized. How do you plan to stay on top of these tasks and ensure smooth organization? Additionally, what do you believe is a key quality an executive secretary should possess to help ensure the board's success?
I will try to quickly make a format for the minutes that make sure that every board meeting members know exactly what is expected of them and how everything will be formatted so that there is no confusion there. I believe that a quality of a strong executive secretary would be their communication skills, both written and verbal, as a lot of what the executive secretary does is behind the scenes and making sure things run smoothly. You want to make sure that everyone knows exactly what you are trying to tell them, as well as you understand exactly what they need from you.
Given the nature of an executive secretary's responsibilities, their work is often not immediately visible to the outward-facing audience of GBMers in APSA. What are some ways you might go beyond your core responsibilities to engage with this audience and overall connect with GBMers?
I think I would do what a lot of board members did for me when I first joined, and that would be find those GBMers who are sitting alone or standing at the edge of a crowd and try talking to them and getting to know them, because I know how stressful it is to feel like everyone else knows each other and you're just there. I would also try to just show up regularly so that those GBMers who have made who do have a relationship with me, he will be more likely to show up to those events because they know that maybe they can see me or we can talk or something along those lines.
As the executive secretary, you are responsible for APSA property. How will you manage/locate specific property after each event?
This would be a lot of communication with my board. After each event, I would try to track down each piece of each thing that we had used before it leaves the site of our event, and then I would check in with them immediately after the event has concluded and we have all gone home to see where they have placed it. And as soon as possible, I would try to get it into my try to receive it so then I can put it in the storage. I would likely also have a document for myself just noting where things are within the storage for ease of finding it later on.
And we'll open up to audience questions.